Welcome to the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles, the original food service equipment repair podcast built by technicians for technicians. Whether you're on the front lines of repair, keeping the kitchen running smoothly, or just passionate about the food service repair industry, this podcast is your go-to source for expert insight, tech tips, and real stories from the field. Everything said on the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles comes straight from the hosts and guests and does not represent the views of their employers, companies, or partners. We're here to share real stories, real experiences, and real opinions. Take it as insight, not as official policy. What is going on, everybody? I will warn you, I'm coming to you live from a hotel room on my phone's hotspot, so if I get disconnected, I am sorry, but I am super excited for this. But first, you probably heard of Nylog Blue, but don't sleep on Nylog White. It's non-hardening, non-drying sealant for threaded connections, gaskets, and O-rings. It uses an advanced blend of silicones and Teflon and is NSF registered, making it ideal for potable water, ice machines, food packaging areas, and more. It's also non-corrosive, non-toxic, and here's a bonus. It even washes out your clothes way easier than traditional pipe dope. If you're working on air, water, gas, glycol systems, grab some Nylog White. I use it on fryers for grease. I think it's right up to like 450 degrees. I use it on ovens. I use it on everything. So Nylog White is, I put that shit on everything. And you know how it goes, man. It's good stuff. Yeah. So I am excited for this. I've been following Joe for a while on TikTok, Instagram. And this dude, he's funny, man. He has a good sense of humor. He has a little bit of rage bait in there when he needs to. He's doing educational stuff. And we really connected after I had Kenny back on for the second time. He's a big fan of Kenny, what Kenny's doing out there in Oklahoma. So I said, hey, man, you want to come on the show? And he's like, hell yeah. So here we are a couple weeks later. What's up, everybody?
Yep. Happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, you're all over the place now, man. There's several newer guys in the realm of for me is finding on TikTok and Instagram, and there's some guys out there killing it. You and Jason on the job, he's in the audience, he's out there killing it too, and it's cool to see the young guys taking over, man. I'm all for it, dude. I used to be that young guy. Now I'm 44 years old. I look at my son, he's that young guy out there killing it. So
right, yeah. Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to the real ones that support me all the time in our chat. You know, we got a little community going, so you know who you are out there. Jason on the job for sure. I got HVAC Savior. I got Alan. You know, there's some real ones out there that support me 24/7. They reach out to me all the time. They're seeing how my content's going. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ant does HVAC also. A lot of us younger guys. Yep. We're really stepping into this content creator platform and hitting it hard this year. So
yeah, you guys are killing it, man. Jason, he's blown up. I think it was like one video of him using that press tool and it just like exploded overnight. I was like, this dude just took off out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, man.
And he's killing it.
I feel like it's a light switch now, you know. You get that right setting, that right mood, and you post that video and it's like quick, you know. So but yeah. I tell everyone now, the content creating is the new footprint for the blue collar world. Like our creation is really setting the standard and what's going to adapt to the blue collar world. Newcomers of HVAC in any industry, younger generation is all looking at social media for their guidance. So if we make it look good and or bad, they're going to really depict their decision on that. So it's very important.
You know, a lot of people see you guys on social media, they don't really understand it. And the thing with social media is if you're going to take that chance and put your work out there, it shows you have pride in your work. And you know you're going to do the best job you can. You know, sometimes you may make a mistake or you don't do something the way it's supposed to be done. And most of the time people are pretty chill, but once you get such a certain size, people just become trolls, and it comes out of hand. So that's something a lot of guys I don't think prepare for is that whole troll side of the thing. And I remember when I first had some trolls when I first started, I was like, I wanted to like interact and like delete the comments, and now I just give them like a big thumbs up and like the comment, and move about my day, man. Just let it go.
Yeah, I always tell people I'm like a comment's a comment, and sometimes you know, sometimes comments, as much as it kills you inside, sometimes that comment is useful. Like I've gotten comments that eats me up, but I take it and learn from it. You know, like I just had this conversation today with someone. I said, well, I'm on a service call one time. If you post a video and it gets 1 million views, that's 1 million people running that service call with all the footage that you upload. So like you're very well going to miss something.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's a vulnerable position to be in, but I also think that there's a lot that you can learn and grow from doing it.
100%. Yeah. If you're willing to put yourself out there, it just shows that you are trying to grow, you're trying to better yourself, and you're trying to get the next generation in, man. I've got a son, he's 24 or 23, getting to be 24. And I wish he'd do social media, but he did it a lot when he was in high school and had a huge TikTok following, just being a kid doing dumb stuff. And like once he graduated, he like took all his videos down. He still has the account, but like I'm like, dude, like you could probably make some money just like showing off your work. I mean, you're a young kid, you're a good looking kid, you're in shape. You're not a fat middle aged dude like me struggling over here to review.
I don't know. There's like a fine line. It's kind of funny. Like there's content creators that are like older than I am, and then there's content creators that are like the same exact age as I am, and like it seems like there's no in between. But like regardless, we all come as a community, and it seems like we all work together. So it's pretty awesome. I'm happy to be a part of the community, and it's just I don't know. It's been great all around. So.
Have you thought about checking out AHR next year in the Tactical Awards?
I have several people that are begging me to go.
It's a blast, dude. It's really cool to see everybody you interact with. I mean, and you'll meet some just in your area, but like when you go to like AHR Tactical Awards, you get to meet all these people you've interacted with like the last year or two online, and put a real face with a name besides just seeing them on your phone or on the computer. And then to watch your friends get nominated and win awards, dude, it's like one of the funnest nights of my year. I look forward to it. I will never miss another one ever again. I mean, as long as it's still going on, my ass will be there, dude. It's cool. It's fun.
I really like this year. It'd be tough for me, but I'm gonna try. But it's in Chicago, so that's like one tough aspect of it. But next year, I know is in Orlando, so
Orlando.
Like, I'm hot on that one for sure. But
so Spartan Lifehood with the super chat, he said, "Let's see those biceps." I was gonna make a comment about that because you first got on, you were in vertical mode. I was like, "Dang, this dude's is jacked." That's funny. That's funny. So yeah, AHR is definitely a must go, man. Especially because you're a Florida boy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How's that, dude? I'm in South Carolina right now, and I was not ready for this heat and humidity. So I can only imagine how bad it is down there in Florida right now.
Yeah, it's humid. I was born and raised in Michigan.
Oh shoot!
I've lived in Florida for just over a year now. So, but yeah, it's I'm thankful that I lived in Michigan and my career started in Michigan, but I got tired of the snow and I was like, if I'm going to continue, because I wanted to more adapt to like a refrigeration only, and doing that, moving to Florida was like the best decision I could have made.
Yeah, so I'm based out of Indiana, so I'm not too, I get about the same weather as Michigan. You get a little more snow and a little more colder,
right?
But it's about the same crap, dude. Different place, same crap.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I was from Battle Creek, Michigan, is where I was before I moved down
know
here.
exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
So Mechanical Environments is the nominations are open for HVAC Tactical. Be sure to nominate the people putting in that work. Yep. Megan, part of Mechanical Environments, she was Lady of the Trade last year. She's one of our good friends, and I was excited to see her win. Man, that was a highlight to see. Your friends win. It's really cool to see them go up on stage. And I was giving her a hard time for the show. I didn't know she won, and she was like, "So you got a speech?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, "There's like 500 people there." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, there's like 500 people there." She's like, "Oh, great, thanks." So she was scared to drink before she went on stage. So she didn't drink all night. She had to wait till if she won, and she ended up winning. So I was excited for her. Yeah, it's cool.
Awesome.
It's definitely a different experience.
I've had a few people reach out to me and say, "Hey, man, I voted for you," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Dude, that is just like it's such an honor to hear people say that and come to you firsthand, because even if it doesn't progress, this year, next year, like hearing that people are taking the time to vote for you on something like that is just huge, making the difference and changing the trade is like, I don't know. That's really what it comes down to why I create the content.
Yeah, I won. I don't know what year. I won best social media content. And I was like, he told me I was nominated, asked if I was going. I was like, yeah, and he wouldn't tell me like what category or nothing. Now he's getting a little more relaxed. He tells categories and stuff like that. But I won. I was sitting there watching, and my video started popping up for this category. I was like, holy shit, that's me. And then I was with a friend of mine, Chris Stevens from HVAC Videos. I'll drop a name there. He's a good dude, one of the best dudes on the internet. But he was reading the awards, and like he he was giving it away, and he looked at the name and looked right at me. I was like, oh shit, I won. And that was pretty cool to have my friend give me the award. So it's definitely one of those experiences, man. So you keep putting in that work. I'm sure you'll have plenty of nominations this year.
Yeah, yeah. Even like I said, even if I don't, like it's more or less just knowing that people do vote for you. Like I think that makes it worth it in the end, no matter what.
It's so surreal. Like people all the time, like I'll run somebody at trade shows, like, oh, I love your show. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I love your show. I love your content. I'm like, huh? No. I'm like, because I still think I'm terrible. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have fun. It's kind of morphed into more showing off everybody else in the industry and trying to grow the industry and the skilled trades and give people the respect they deserve, putting in that hard work and fixing things. And but yeah, every time someone sees me, I'm like, dude, this is so cool. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome though. And like even like going to a supply house, like as small of a creator as you might be, it always feels good like when someone says, hey man, I recognize you, you helped me with this, or like it's always the informational videos or even the funny ones, people will be like, hey man, I recognize you from this, like that really helped me, or that was funny. I think it's pretty cool to hear.
I made a video in my local United branch, shout out branch 401, that I made a video and the guys on the counter didn't see me do it, and their windows tinted, so it looks like it's nighttime outside, and they were replying in the video, so like, who is this? And I finally came in, I was like, did you guys figure out who made that video? They're like, no, we want to know how they got in here after hours. I was like, oh, it was me, and you were here, and I told you I was doing it, and you just didn't say nothing, pay attention. He was like, holy crap, that's you? I was like, oh, yes, I do some videos for you guys every once in a while. And they were just like, man, dude, we thought someone snuck in here after hours or someone got in here somehow. So it was funny. So what made you get into doing HVACR and refrigeration?
So funny story behind that. So I was going to trade school. And when I first started trade school years ago, after I got out of the service, I was going to trade school for industrial pipe fitting. So I wanted to work on the pipeline. So I was going to school, learning how to work on pipes of any size, gas pipe, steam pipe, pipes you can walk through. And when I was going to school, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try switching my my major to HVAC. So I switched my major to HVAC and said, no way, there is no way that I'll ever want to do that. And I switched it back to pipe fitting. And while I was going to college, I picked up a part-time job doing HVAC. And I didn't know how to do anything really. I knew how to like braze and tape duct, and that was it. And as I was doing it, I was like, you know what, man, I actually really love this. So I stuck with it, and now here I am, and I love what I do every single day. So
how long have you been doing it?
A decade now, 10 years.
So what, 32, 33?
No, I'm 28.
28? Holy smokes. Dang. Yep. I wasn't sure how long you did the service or what you did, so that's cool.
So I was in the National Guard. So
okay. So
yeah, so I was going to school and in the Guard, and I did that for a while.
Nice.
And that was the route I went. So
nice. That's cool. That's awesome. 28.
Yeah.
I wish I would have. I mean, I started like 25. I was an electrician when I first started out, and I wish I would have found what I did now at 18. Both my boys have been doing this since 18, 19, and they love it. I mean, and to share this trades in this industry with my kids is like it's a dream come true. Like I never thought my oldest would do it, but he's actually excelled at it, and to see them succeed, to see them lose and struggle and learn, it's next to nothing, man. It's really cool.
I think like you really can't beat that time in the field, like as much as like that argument of like trade school, should I go to trade school? I tell people all the time, trade school's not bad, but try to get a part-time job doing the job while you're in trade school to get those hours out in the field and get, boots on the ground experience. That's what really is going to solidify a good job.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like, they go to trade school and they come out and they go to HVAC or residential and they don't like it. I'm like, man, you would save yourself some time and money if you just found a place to work, for a little bit and be, okay, I'm gonna go to trade school for this, or I'm gonna go to night school. And you never know. A lot of these companies may pay for it, or they may have programs to put you in. And I think a lot of guys miss on opportunities like that. But it's definitely I'd seriously look into doing it for a little bit before you go invest the money in trade school, because it's not for everybody, man. And I hate to see someone, dump some money in trade school and come out and just hate it and like they feel like they're stuck because they went to trade school in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree because I know a lot of people that feel that way, and it's like, I mean, like myself for a circumstance, I went to trade school for something that isn't even HVAC. I mean, gas piping and stuff goes hand in hand with HVAC, so I could use those skills along with the trade, but you don't necessarily know if that's really what you want to do. I think people don't think about the difference of being in the field versus a school platform, so there's big differences there.
Yeah, I kind of just stumbled in it. My dad did it, and he was retiring, or he didn't want to work for the company anymore. He got bought out. He's like, "Hey, I'll get you a job." I was like, "Cool, I need something different," and it worked out great. It just never looked back, man. Never looked back.
Yeah.
So, what do you do day to day? I mean, do you work for a big company, a small company? Do you kind of just do whatever you want? Just a mix of refrigeration and HVAC? I see all different
Yeah.
kinds of content, so I never know what you're going to do.
Yeah, every one of my days is different. They kind of just toss whatever they have that needs done at me, and they say, "Can you do this or not do it?" And I say yes or no. But I mean, 99% of the time it's yes, and that 1% might be I'll figure it out, but I'll get it done.
That's the same. That's the best outlook to have in this industry, dude. I
Yeah,
see guys all the time. They're like, "Oh, I've never worked on it. I can't work on it." I'm like, "Quit being a little baby. Just like figure it
figure it
out,
out.
dude."
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
work I work on, anything really, but my company itself works on HVAC and refrigeration equipment.
Hmm.
But typically we don't work on anything hot side at this company. But I obviously do that stuff, on a personal level. But this company that I'm with right now takes really great care of me. So like I don't have any complaints at all. I actually met this company before I moved across the country from Michigan to Florida, and I truly believe God sent me this job because I couldn't have any complaints about it. But it's a fairly small individual company that's a part of several larger companies, but we strictly do repairs before replacement. So like it's that
Hmm.
is my type of company. I don't like working or hearing about replace. Like
Hmm.
I want to do repair and then replace if needed.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to repair until it becomes a point where it's not economical to repair it, or it's not going to last long enough to justify the means. And then we can talk about replacement. But I'm gonna try to fix anything I can for as long as I can. Money's tight now. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I just want to do what's best for my customer.
Hmm. Well, and then like if you're repairing something anymore, typically 90% of the time, unless the quality of the equipment is completely poor, you're going to
Hmm.
be able to repair it and it would still outlast a new
Hmm.
item. You could repair an old one and it's still going to outrun a new off the line piece of equipment, unless there are circumstances like heat exchangers and things like that on hot side stuff that you really can't just say, yeah, whatever, we'll just let it go. So
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but I mean, like you said, just take care of the customer, man. People get it twisted. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. Just fix what the customer has, and let's go.
yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten comments about doing micro channel repairs and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, that's
oh, that
always rage bait. Like people like fixing coil leaks, dude. They lose their mind.
they get them fired up. But down here in Florida, like a coil leak isn't but another day. Like so, it just all depends. You don't know, like something could have just bonked into a brand new micro channel coil, and maybe it's not under warranty. Like there are circumstances where a customer will say, "Hey, can you replace it?" And contrary upon popular belief, microchannel is repairable, although guys like to say it's not, but it is.
Most guys don't want a challenge. I mean, it can be a little bit of challenge, but I mean, don't take your oxyacetylene rig in there. You better get you a propane or mat torch and take your time, clean it up real good, break some of those little fins out of the way, and get to it, man.
I think that's what fires people up the most is because I used to use a propane torch and then I learned how to do it with my oxy torch and that gets people fired
Uh,
up.
People like, yeah, you that torch because you had that backpack that one day. You're up on a ladder with a
Hmm.
backpack, and I was cracking up. I was like, this dude, he's just trying to push buttons, trying to get people to interact. I love it.
Gets them fired up.
Oh, I absolutely love a little rage bait. I try to do it, and I take it a little too far. I think sometimes, and I get in trouble. So there's definitely a balance to it. Like the thing is, you got to do it to where like they notice it, but it's like not too overbearing and like the main focus. It's like something stupid in the background because that's when people like will say something to be a smart ass. I'm like, cool, please, please interact, please say that.
Yeah.
So we're talking about rage bait stuff. Like, what made you get into social media?
Honestly, when we were making the move, I had been wanting to do it for a while. When we were making the move from Michigan to Florida, I said, I think I'd want to document this to always go back and look at it and see the process because our daughter was 6 months old at the time of us moving. So I was like, I think I'd want to look back at this and always like see the process, and then she could see like what it was like when we moved, late years down the road. So I learned how to edit. I recorded for the first time all in that one process. And that's when I uploaded my first big official video. I used to post clips years ago, here and there, just like little funny clips, but like they never really were like serious professional posts. We have it, but my first post on YouTube was of us moving, and then it kind of took off from there. I said, you know what, I kind of enjoy this. It's a fun little hobby, and then now the hobby's turned into more of, like a real serious. I would almost call it a second job at this point.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast it does turn into a second job, and then you become a gear junkie, like different clamps, different magnet mounts, different microphones, different cameras. Like I carry a backpack in my van, and it's full of like just different cameras and microphones and mounts and stuff, and it's hilarious. It's got to that point.
Yeah, I used to have some guys say, "Dude, doesn't that take a long time to like set up a camera or something?" And I used to take my tripod or like show my GoPro. I have a GoPro that has a zip tie on it, and it just is right on my hat. And I used to drop my tripod on the ground and set itself up, and I'd be like, just like that, and I don't touch it. So like there really isn't the time invested into it is on like the weekends or like when you're taking the time to edit a video or like edit your week's worth of videos so you can upload during the week.
Yeah, especially start doing long form stuff. That's you want to be a lot better quality and judge a lot better, a lot harsher it seems, and the editing side takes its toll.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Like
there's an art to it.
There is, and like everyone has their own style. Like if you look at someone's videos versus yours, or like you can tell every person has their own individual style, no matter like how you're going about it. So like. And that makes it fun for you and for others because everyone learns different. So like if you're going about the teaching way, or even if you're making it in a funny way, it keeps people like locked in, tuned in, and they're learning while they're sitting there watching you.
So yeah, it's addicting. I wear I got a lot of wearable tech. Like I have an Insta. I'm not sure it's Insta Go. I don't know. It has a little magnet thing slides on the hat, and it's first person. I've got Meta glasses. I need to get lenses. I changed my prescription. My glasses, so they're wrong. I wear them occasionally, but I mean, I've got all kinds of different stuff. I got cameras. I just set inside stuff when I'm working and let it go. It's freaking hilarious, dude. I try to be slick in the restaurants, man, but it's kind of hard because people are always talking, screaming, radio's blaring, dude. I don't get it. Like I had a video where it was like music in the whole thing, and it got copyright struck for one little section, and I was inside an oven. You could barely even hear it. I was like, how did they get that, but not everything else? Like, this doesn't make any sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
I know. I don't know if you've noticed, but like YouTube and Facebook, like if you don't use their like music that they supply, it seems like it's like very strict on the infringement. Like how you said, little clips, like it really catches it really quick.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's like banned in Russia or something. Like I don't care. Like I'm not fixing it for that. If it's some weird third world country, when it's like they did demonetize the entire video because one weird little tone. I'm like, how, whatever. I'm like, I don't get it.
I know. I think I've become like under the realization that like YouTube and like platforms like that, like yeah, you can monetize from it, but I think it's more or less just to, like push your own brand. Because like if you look at a lot of these videos that other people post, depending on what they are, there's no way that they didn't get copyright infringed. So like it's just there for like the love of the game, really. Like
yeah, a lot of guys you'll see that don't have ads. They just like screw it. I'm not doing monetization. I'll just let it be and just it is what it is. You're not gonna get nothing I'm not making. So it is what it is. Type of stuff.
Right.
I do. I think a lot of guys are the same way. They're like, we'll put the long format stuff up and we'll get nailed, but it's going to draw interest and push me to other platforms. So I can see that. Yeah. I'm not monetized on anything but YouTube and Facebook. So it is what it is. And Facebook was like dumb luck one day. Like, you want to be monetized? I was like, okay. And I don't hardly do anything. I may do it on there, but it's just nothing that really makes any money. So like, I'll get like a check for like a deposit for like $5 or $7 on Facebook. I just laugh. I just take it. I'm like, it is what it is. Transfer.
Yeah, there you go. There's your lunch.
Yeah, that's what I always say. It's like, I'm not doing social media to get rich. I'm trying to grow the industry and trying to shine on skill trades. So I make money on it. I just put it right back into the show and other stuff. So I can't complain. Man. I have fun doing it.
So are you you're traveling right now for the Top Tech Showdown? Is that what it was?
Top Tech Throwdown, yeah. It's a competition. Cefesa, we started playing about a year ago, and it's hot side and cold side. So if you're a hot side technician, you can do the hot side. If you're cold side, you can do the cold side. If you do both, you can just pick whichever one you got to do. You got to be a Cefesa Master Certified Technician. And we had a series of modules we made, and we had them bugged. You had to figure out what it was and that kind of stuff. And then we did all 5 regions. So have 5 regions across the country. We did all that, and then the winner of each region got a bunch of tools. Runners up got a bunch of tools. It was pretty cool. And they're getting ready to come out to. It's pretty much Charlotte, south of Charlotte, just on the South Carolina side. And our headquarters is here, and we're here working on the 5 or 6 per hot, 5 or 6 per cold side challenges. We're trying to build those out, get those wrapped up, and that's what I'm doing here this week. It's fun. It's been a blast. We had a film crew in today, so we were shooting promos and some stuff and showing off what we were doing, and that was pretty fun to do. Most of these guys that are here aren't social media guys, and they're pretty, they don't know how to act in front of a camera and stuff. It was funny to see. And they're like, "Aren't you just special?" I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "I'm fascinated by this stuff." I was like, "This is like my side gig." Like, I was like asking about their camera gear, their lighting setup and stuff. And my wife's getting into photography, so we're getting some stuff for that. And I was like, "Oh, what are you guys shooting this on?" And it was just a blast to see. But yeah, this Top Tech Throwdown has been a fun year, man. I'm excited to see someone win. So I'll be back in August, and we'll have 10 technicians in. We actually have some limited spots for audience so people can come watch. There's some press that are coming. We have our film crew for Cefesa that's going to be here recording it all, and it's going to be a good time. There's some pretty hard stuff out there. I'm going to see if anybody – some people are going to struggle on some stuff. There's some stuff I wouldn't guess. But it's going to be fun, man. It's excited to show these guys off and show what they can do. And that's what it's all about. It's just trying to grow the industry, grow the talent pool, and give the techs some highlight and recognition they deserve.
Yeah, I see you post about that occasionally, and I'm like, man, that's something that I need to look into getting into one of these times.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a challenge. Each challenge you get 45 minutes. And some you can fix in 45 minutes. We'll give you some parts if you figure it out. We'll give you, we got a pile of parts, and if you say you want this, we can give you that. Whether it's right or not, we're not going to tell you. We're just going to let you do it. See, that type of deal. And then we got some that are going to take. You're going to be lucky to diagnose it in 45 minutes. Some pretty crazy stuff we got going on. So wow. I'm excited. It's been a passion, and I can't complain at all, man. It's been a blast. So Cefesa is really cool to work with. I teach refrigeration for them once or twice a year. I'm on some committees. I was trying to get on the board, and I missed signups this year. So I'll be running next year, hopefully. It's just they're a great organization that really highlights, the commercial kitchen equipment side, and it's cool to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like, commercial kitchen techs are, in my opinion, some of the most well-rounded techs, especially if you do hot side, cold side, because I tell people all the time, like, fryers and everything, like the burners on those are essentially just rooftop unit burners.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Same control boards, same burners, same
gas
sequence
valves,
of operations.
Yeah, modules.
Yeah, your sequence of operations is going to be essentially the same. So like if you can diagnose a rooftop unit, or if you can diagnose a kitchen burner the same way, it's going to be almost hand in hand. Yeah. So this is Kitchen Cowboy, Stuart Ryman. He works for Hagar out of Oklahoma, I think, or Texas, one or two. I think he's in Oklahoma. But he won that region, so he'll be up here in a couple of months. Battling it out. Hopefully, you can take on that belt. So we literally had wrestling belts made, dude. These things are heavy. Those are actually metal plates on there. And I got to make some videos of them today. I was like, these things are badass, dude. They're legit wrestling belts.
One for the hot side winner, one for the cold side winner. I
tell
everybody, he's like, dude, if I won, I would be obnoxious with this thing. It'd be in my van. I'd throw it over my shoulder walking into tech meetings, or anytime I was in the shop, I'd be wearing this thing. And like, you would know I won for the rest of my life, dude, because I'm going to rub it in everybody's face.
Running service calls with that belt on.
Yeah, it's funny. It's cool. So it's been a blast, man. I look forward to it. We're already as soon as we get this one wrapped up, we're gonna start planning next year's, and we're gonna try some different stuff next year, and we're just make it grow every year. We've got some really great sponsors inside the industry. We've got some manufacturers that are involved, Colpack's involved, Parstown's been involved, Loma Service Group's been involved along the way, All Points is involved. I mean, we got a lot of great stuff, man. They're getting the winners getting the belt. They get a lunchbox, embroidered lunchbox from Arctic. They get a 3-stack of the Klein Modbox stuff. I mean, it's all kinds of tools and stuff. It's cool. They're gonna have fun getting this stuff home. We'll have to ship it, but it's pretty cool to see, dude. They were to take pictures, had it all laid out. I was like, this is awesome, man.
Just send them on their way. You'll figure it out.
yeah, can you get it home? I know one guy. We got a guy that works for my company. He's actually from Idaho, and he's coming down with his wife and 5 kids, bringing them all down here to compete. I'm like, this is awesome, dude. Bring your whole family affair and come in and show out. So it's cool to see the guys, the excitement in their faces, and them want to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Leo, Rich lives like an hour and a half from here, and he doesn't talk to me. I'm just kidding. He's busy. He's moving, so he probably doesn't want me in his house. It's probably full of moving boxes and everything else. You know how that goes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So social media is a big part of what you do, and like you said, you have fun with it. You try to educate with it. You try to make a mix of everything. And I like your approach. You're always pretty funny. You're always showing how to really do things, and just a little bit of rage bait that gets that engagement going is perfect.
Yeah, I try to like keep it well rounded, like I said, everyone learns a little different, but like, sometimes like there is a time and a place to like make something funny or not funny, so like it's kind of tough sometimes, and like, do you decide to make this video funny or not funny? And then like some people, like I've noticed if you post on Facebook, like some people on Facebook are like, I don't know the best way to put it, they like to critique a lot more, so like it's either going to like be their type of video or it won't be at all. So like, I think there's just a time and a place for all that stuff, but
yeah, it's a hard balance, man. Cause I'm on LinkedIn and you can't post anything funny over there. They're all business. They're all serious. Occasionally I'll forget to post one over there and I'm like, ooh, better take that one down. Cause some of these guys don't have the same sense of humor. And I get that on Facebook sometimes. It's really hard to learn your audience on all these platforms. Cause I mean, I'm trying to grow Twitter or X right now. That's a weird one to try to grow in the trade space.
I've been talking about that with a few other people and about the LinkedIn thing. Like I've posted a few pictures to LinkedIn, but nothing too much, just because like I'm never on there. Because like it's just one of those platforms that not many people like go on to like watch reels, like you never hear someone say, hey, have you watched LinkedIn Reels today?
They're trying to push it. I just go in there for the networking side of it. I've met a lot of cool people. And that kind of stuff. So that's really what I go there. And I made a lot of great connections with like manufacturers. Like I was goofing off driving down here on Sunday, and I drove by the Henny Penny warehouse, and I took a picture, and I was like, hey, Henny Penny, what's it going to take for me to get a tour and an interview? And like next thing you know, like the executives are starting to follow me and send me requests on LinkedIn. I was like, oh boy, I was like, that went a little better than I thought. So I'm going to try to get over there and tour the facility and do an interview. But that's just a place, like, especially if you're like a business owner or something like that, it's a really good place to network and stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. I will say some of my better connections I've made were through LinkedIn. Just as a professional approach.
It's funny to see Kenny on there, though.
I know. I know. I think I seen his thing one day, and I hit connect, and I was like, man.
You've made it, Kenny. You've made it, bud.
Yeah, got that professionalism to him now.
Dude, that dude is one of the greatest dudes I ever met, dude. I will never root against Kenny. His story is just like overcome everything he's been through, the troubles, move away, get away from that life, and just do what he's doing now. It's like I seen his van broke down. It's like, damn it, man.
I know. Like, can't win.
He's like, get the wife's minivan running service calls. Like, that's the attitude right there. Screw it. I'll get it done with.
Yeah,
So.
me and him still bounce messages back and forth occasionally, day to day, just through TikTok and stuff like that. He'll send me a video of something he's working on. He's like, "What do you think this is?" And I'll be like, "I don't know, maybe this." Like, just ice machine stuff. Typically,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people comment on my stuff and call me like the ice machine tech or like their favorite ice machine tech because a lot of times I do work on a lot of ice machines and I
Mm-hmm.
post a lot of ice machine videos, but that's uncoincidental because when you work on an ice machine, you just have
Free
extra
time.
time. You're sitting
Free
there waiting
time,
for it to
dude.
make a batch.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's the bad thing about ice machines. I started off on the hot side and then learned refrigeration. So, like, hot side's like go, go, go. You know, in a matter of minutes whether it's going to work or not. Then I came to refrigeration, dude, and I tried that same approach, and it doesn't work that way. You got to have some patience,
No.
man. And
Mm-hmm.
that, thank God we have digital probes and stuff now because I'm not going to lie. I'll be working on an ice machine and have my probes on there, and I'm playing on my phone. And a customer walks by and I flip it over real quick back to the screen for the probes. I'm like, oh, you playing on your phone? I'm like, oh, no, I'm watching the machine. Here, look. And I'm like, I start
Mm-hmm. No
explaining. I'm like, oh,
kidding.
that's cool. Then I walk away. I'm back to scrolling TikTok like sucker.
Yeah, literally, because like I mean, you're sitting there waiting, but also on the digital probe thing, I don't know how many split system ice machines you work on, but being on the roof as working on the condenser as the head's running,
Mm-hmm.
like stuff like that, I would be lost without my digital
Mm-hmm.
like Bluetooth probes because I don't know, like they do truly save my life. And I've left them on a couple calls and I'm like, turn it around. We're going back.
Yeah. Dude, I am so paranoid. I will pull over on the interstate and like get out and check my bag. Like, did I grab those? And I jump out and like pull over, throw my flashers on, or pull over on an exit. I'm like, okay, they're in here. And I know they're in there, but I'm just so paranoid. I will pull over on the interstate because I am not leaving, $500 to $800 of tools behind, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have the Bluetooth psychrometers too, like to
Mm-hmm.
check temperature and humidity and like I put those magnet to the back of the headache rack and I'll be like, I'm not sure if I grabbed that out of that cooler and I'll be peeking through like the diamond
Trying to see
plate
if it's
trying to see it.
swinging.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Uh,
Yeah, I've left some of the coolers and turned around and gone back. Man.
yeah.
What brand do you use? Field Piece or JB or
I
Nylog?
currently use Field Piece. I'm looking at switching over to something else, hopefully Testo soon. I'm starting to switch over and transition to Testo tools right now.
Nice.
I have something that I'm working on with Testo currently. They sent me out a product, one of their newer smart thermal imaging cameras. So I know that they're trying to really dive into like the thermal world on that too. And I've actually used that thermal camera way more than I thought I was going to for several different reason. Like I used it for an electrical issue, then I used
Mm-hmm.
it for an infiltration issue, and then I used it to check how cold a line dryer was like within 1 day of having it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I needed one of these years ago.
I bought a cheap top Dawn that plugs into my phone just because I wanted to see what it do. Because I had a walk-in cooler, like it sweats like crazy. It's actually a basement of a hospital. It's a slab floor with tile. It just sweats like crazy. Like they've got dehumidifier packs in the ceiling. And they change them like every couple of weeks. It's so bad. And they called me for that, but then they called me. They wanted the freezer door. They couldn't get the freezer door to close anymore because it's this. The whole box is actually shifted. Is what I found. I went in there and used a thermal camera. You can walk in the cooler. It's like a cooler, a big cooler, a small cooler, and then a freezer. And you can walk in a big cooler and you can see ice coming through the ceiling. You're like, oh shit. And then so I started scanning everywhere. And you look at the floor on the one side, and it's tiled up. They didn't do a toe mold. They used tile up the wall, and you can just see it's like 40 degrees warmer all the way around that base. I'm like, oh, this whole box is shifted. They're like, how do you fix it?
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, how much money you guys want to spend? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, because you're gonna have to rip this box out, level the floor, and then build a new box. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I'll do the box side. You can figure out the concrete side, but I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I'm like, it's the whole box is shifted. It's like probably a 15, 20-year-old hospital too, but the whole basement floor is shifted.
That's a lot of people don't know like how important it is to like put a trap on your coolers, like
Yeah, they didn't have
the
a trap in the
importance of
cooler too. I'm
that.
like, yeah.
So like you go in there, there's no trap on it, and then like you pop off like an electrical cover and you look in the seal tight. The seal tight was never silicone shut.
Mhm.
And the seal tight, like I tell a lot of guys, I'm like, the seal tight goes out of the box. The air travels back down the seal tight. It'll condensate in that seal tight and it drips out your electrical covers. Then you're rotting your electrical out. and you have infiltration through that way also. So like a lot of people don't realize the importance of sealing up all the seams, sealing it seal tight, putting a
Mm-hmm.
trap on it. Because once you get over that 50-60% humidity mark in that cooler, it's going to become clammy. You're going to get really nasty, moldy humidity issues. And
Well, they had to shut these boxes down. They brought in trailers, and they had to have a mold company come in and clean them. And then we went in behind the mold company and pulled the evaporators apart, sanitized them, and cleaned them, put them all back together, and fired everything back up. But like, it's so bad. You like walk in there, and that quarry tile looks like it's just been bombed. They don't have
yeah,
this dehumidifier. I'm like, this is wild. And I made a video, and people were like, it's this, and this. And I'm like, it's got to be a multitude of things. I said, but I don't know. I was like, it's definitely pulled up in that one side, but you can just see that quarry tile toe mold's like 40 degrees warmer. I'm like, that's insane, dude.
right. Yeah.
It's whatever the other side is of the oil, so it's wild.
I
So,
came across one that I found for the first time the other day. A defrost time clock got stuck in defrost. They smashed the time clock cover and it locked that Paragon defrost time clock, locked it in the defrost, and there was no defrost termination switch wired in, and there was no defrost heater safety in the evaporator. So when I showed up, it was about 150 degrees in that freezer box.
oh my gosh, that's like everything.
So
Like worst case scenario, just like coming one time.
yeah,
There's a reason why you do stuff right. I mean, there's a reason why there's safeties. There's a reason why there's defrost termination switches. I mean, it happens for a
yeah.
reason. That's
Welcome to
wild.
Florida. Welcome to Florida.
I can only imagine you open a freezer door, it's like 150. You're like, what's going on here? I'm like, hopefully you got the
Mhm.
food out of here because you're
Yeah,
cooking it.
I took my camera and I shined my thermal camera at the evaporator, and the surface temperature of the evaporator was like 185 degrees, and I said, "Holy smokes!"
How long has this thing? That thing been running in defrost
Hmm.
forever. That's wild, dude. So where are
Yeah,
you at in Florida?
Southwest Florida. I am
Dang.
about 45 minutes south of Sarasota.
What made you guys move down there? Just work opportunities, or you just want to get out of Michigan, get out of the cold, and enjoy some
Yeah,
sunshine?
a little bit of both. Yeah, work opportunity. I had a buddy that lived in Spring Hill,
Okay.
and I talked to him a lot. And he used to do HVAC full time also. And he was like, "Dude, you got to get down here." He said your skill asset would be worth a lot of money compared to where you're at now, and the job opportunity for refrigeration is like through the roof. So,
Nice.
but yep. So we made the jump and moved down here, and that's been the best decision that we could have made for sure.
I always say I'm going to do it, but now I got a grandkid on the way, and my parents are getting older. My wife's mom
Yeah.
parents are getting older. And I'm like, we should have done it when we were in like our early 30s and just like ran away and just like took the kids with us. They picked growing up in Florida, and we're in Florida. And hey, if our parents want to see us, they know where we're at. It's warmer here.
Yep.
I never did.
That's kind of what it is, though. I mean, we had to choose to do it now or never, like having a
Mm-hmm.
kid, like you're saying. So, especially doing our line of work, it's kind of you can't really have, maybe I'll do it. You kind of have to have a yes or no.
The good thing is it's year round AC work pretty much. Occasionally, you probably get a couple weeks where everyone's opening their windows or whatever. But I mean, it's the right environment for what you want to do: refrigeration, HVAC.
You know,
That's a really cool place to be.
yeah,
Um,
coming from Michigan, like people will be like, "Hey, the furnace or something." Like whenever it does get down to the 30s in the brief period that we get, they'll be like, "Hey, this furnace isn't working. Send Joe."
Joe knows what to do.
uh,
Yeah, imagine it's a ton of heat pumps down there, so you probably don't get a whole lot.
yeah, and whenever it is like a gas-fired furnace that hasn't ran in like 2 years possibly, and I'll go pop the cover off, and I'll be like, "Yeah, this heat exchanger's got 3 holes in it."
Yeah, sat here and rusted for the last 3 years in the Florida humidity. Let's just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I see that, or something stuck in it because something climbed down the flue. So if you're on social media, you're popular with younger people. Has anyone ever asked you about advice on coming into the trades or starting social media, being in the trades?
Yeah, I've gotten several messages. I get consistently several a week, really. People ask me about advice on coming into the trades, and really, I just think it narrows down to making sure that's what you really want to do and just taking the leap, I think you need to just start applying to places. And really, when you're first starting out, you can't be too picky. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying just apply to anywhere. Set your own standards and get some experience under your belt and get some time out in the field. And that's what's most important.
So, are you a firm believer in like training on your own, like trying to figure stuff out on your own? Like, I'm famous for saying like your employer is only going to train you on what they need, but if you want to be that person, that go to person, that next level person, you're going to have to do it on your own. Like you're going to take some of that initiative on your own. Are you a firm believer in that same theory as well?
I am, but I do believe that you still do need to have a mentor because
Oh
like
yeah, 100%.
myself, like I was thrown into it right off the bat. Like
Mhm.
I mean, 2, 3 months in and I was running full jobs on my own commercial side. Like I came in with little to no experience, but they were sending me to go do a company I first started out with doing O'Reilly's and Tractor Supplies, and I was only half a year in and they were sending me to go do a full commercial job, ductwork, gas pipe install, so like
Dang.
being thrown to the wolves is, I mean, good for you in a sense, but if it's not a person that's going to be able to handle it, I don't think
Mhm.
it's the best. So having a mentor that you can always fall back on, especially if you're on an on-call rotation, I think that's really important.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in interact with your coworkers. I mean, you may not have to like them, but they probably have some information you're going to need at one point. Um, Interact with your coworkers, find some people online, just talk to people. Most people in the trades are willing to help each other out. They're not assholes. You hear the stories of the old timers. Oh, I'm not telling them how to do that. Well, guess what? Those guys are pretty much gone and out of the field at this point. And the
Hmm.
guys that are here are sick of working 60, 70 hours a week. They like those checks, but they sure do bitch a lot when they get home at the end of the day. So I'm willing to share information with everybody. There's a lot of people have my phone number. Hell, my phone number is actually public information if you look hard enough. I have people all the time text me, DM me in social media and ask me questions. Hey, I'm working on this rationale. What do I do about this? Or I'm working on this. And I try to get back to them as fast as I can. And I don't know all the information, but I'm really good at finding the information. If I don't know it, I can find someone that will find it for you. So
Yeah, no,
just
I
lean on the
agree.
people around you.
I agree 100% because like I think a lot of what turns people away from being in the trade is the fear of not having someone to go to for help.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't have the answers themselves and they don't want to reach out to there's this upheld stereotype of like older blue collar dudes are just really mean to you
Hmm.
and like they make it miserable. So like younger kids in the upcoming generation hear that and then like they don't want to be in the trade because they're scared to ask questions. But I tell anybody, even people that I work with, don't work with, I'm like, you can ask me a question anytime when you're on
Hmm.
call, no matter what. But when you call me, I want you to tell me 3 things that you've tried to get to
Hmm.
the point you're at, which is something that somebody told me when I was, training and trying to learn a lot of stuff. Because if you've tried 3 things up to that point of giving that person a phone call, at least you can say, hey, I tried this, this, and this. And the person that you call can say, this is why the first thing didn't work. This is why the second thing didn't work. And this is why the third thing didn't work. But you were close, but this is the right answer. And I think that teaches you a lot faster because you're the one doing the work to find the answer, essentially.
Yeah, I'm a lot of times people call me for tech support and I'll know the answer, but I won't give them the answer. I ask them questions or like lead them down that road. And it's funny because most of the time you never hear back. So if you don't hear back, like your questions led them to an answer
Hmm.
and they think that they figured that out on their own. And really they learn that way. I mean, I can give people answers all day long, but it doesn't mean they're going to learn. They're going to keep calling me for answers. I've got
Right.
my own work to do some days, most days. So I try to give them questions that lead them down that road. And when you don't hear back, you're like, yeah, I was right.
Yeah. My favorite thing is like when people ask you for help on refrigeration or like an AC per se, and like they give you pressures and like being a refrigeration tech, somebody would see like, oh, my low side is this, and I'm like, okay, like what's your saturation temperature? What's
Dude, that's how I
like
do it. People get so
and
mad.
I'm like, don't come to me saying, "Oh, my suction side's 30 PSI." I'm like, "Oh, sounds normal, but what are they using it for? Like,
Yeah,
what's
we
the
work in
application?"
we work in temperatures. We don't work in pressures. We use the pressures to convert to temperature. That's what I tell guys. Guys get so bent out of shape. I'm like, look, dude, we work in temperatures. The pressure just correlates to a temperature. Like, tell me temperatures. And
Mhm.
I don't care what refrigerant is. Just tell me temperatures, and I'll tell you what's going on. Like, you
Yep.
can tell me, well, I got a freezer, and my suction saturation temperature's 5 degrees. Well, it should be -10 degrees. Like,
Right.
why won't we get cold enough? And guys just get so bent out of shape. I'm like, I don't care what your pressures are. Tell me temperatures.
I
It's
know.
just
You
funny,
tell
dude.
them.
They lose their mind.
Well, you get those analog guys, and you're like, "Okay, well, tell me what the temperature is of the liquid line." They'll go to the condenser and be like, "Oh, I don't know, it's 115." It's like, "Huh, okay, well, start cleaning."
Yeah. Yeah, I had some guys today call me and they're like, "Man, like this cooler was installed in January and we keep bouncing off the high pressure." And I was like, "How don't you pull some gas out? Because whoever installs a freezer in January in Indiana probably overcharged it." He's like, "Man,
Mhm.
I pulled out a pound and started running better. So I pulled out another pound, now it's running great." I'm like, "Cool. Let it run and start dropping temperature. Tell them to check on it tomorrow and get the hell out of there."
Yep. He's Every time I would do an install, like in wintertime, you'd clear that sight glass, and then you'd sit there and make sure that sight glass is clear, check your temperatures, pressures, and you're like, all right, it's good. And then you kind of give her a little top off, and you're like, yeah, she's probably good for springtime, you know?
Come late April, early May, you're like, "Oh, why is this thing not cooling during the day? At night it runs great." Because I
Yeah,
put too
I
much
know.
gas in it.
Yep.
Because I mean, there's ways to tell. I mean, it's just we're lazy. We're just creatures of habit. Oh, it's a full sight glass. Give a little more to get through the winter. We'll be all right.
Yep.
Well, it just depends on what that winter is and what that
Yeah.
summer is.
Yeah, there is actually a calculation that you can do
It's
for it.
it's
Um,
Borland. I don't know what it is. There's a thing. Chris Stevenson has it memorized. I don't know how he does it, but I look. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna see who makes that condenser unit. I'm gonna call tech support. Like, hey, I'm running this condenser unit with this receiver on 448. How much? What's the maximum charge?
Yeah. They ask you what region you're into, like,
Yeah,
you'll say, like, Indiana or Michigan, they'll say, "Well, typically, it gets
yeah.
down to this," and you'll still have some winters that are just brutal, and you'll still be short on charge, so
Yeah, I had a supply house, and I know generally supply house size my stuff because I'm not an engineer. I was like, "Oh, these guys know what they're doing," and he burnt me bad. Like it was like halfway between two, and he went up, and he should have went down because he sized it on like 100-degree ambient temperatures in Indiana. I'm like, dude, it gets like twice a year. Don't do that. Like you should have
mhm.
sized it on 90-degree ambient and just let it struggle a little more on the hotter days. And dude, like I had a headmaster and I still had to shut both fans off in the condenser unit in the winter for it to run. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is so stupid. I was like, I just like want to rip this out and start over.
You're going out there with cardboard in the middle of winter and just slapping it to the condensing unit.
I shut one fan off and then like it was like too much. I was like, man, so I shut both fans off and it runs. Like, I hate doing that. Yeah, Freon, spoiling 90-30-1.
Be like, uh be like one of those semi trucks. You know how they have like the things to wrap around the front to help keep them warm. They're like,
Yeah.
ah, wintertime, you got to throw on this grill, and then you'll be good.
Flip the switch in the winter and the fans don't run anymore. Turn it back on in
Yep.
the spring. That's funny. That's a homemade low ambient kit. Trust me, it works.
Yeah, it'll work. Just put a
Um,
thermometer on it.
so, I see you working on all kinds of stuff. What's some of your favorite equipment to work on?
I would say ice machines are probably one of my favorite. Walk-ins and ice machines are probably my favorites.
I like ice machines, but it's definitely a slow game, dude. If you got an ice machine, if it's an easy fix, you're still there a couple hours. If it's a bad fix, you're there all day. I mean,
Hmm.
and then you get these big Hokusakis that have like hour freeze harvest times, and our policy is 3 cycles, dude. And I'm like, I've been working on this thing for 4 hours, and I gotta wait 4 more hours for to drop 3 batches of ice. I'm like, cool, there's my day. I hope my phone stays charged.
See, like I like that policy. Like that's like my personal thing. Two to
Hmm.
three cycles is like my personal thing because the first time like your water in the sump is still warm.
Yeah.
The second time the water is somewhat cooled down, so it's going to be a little shorter of a freeze time realistically.
Hmm.
And then the third time kind of solidifies your diagnosis. So like a lot of techs will get one batch and then they say, "Yep, I'm out of here." I'm like,
And
I've
you'll be
seen
back.
yeah, I've seen ice stick to a plate not the first time, but the second time, it just decides to stick the second time and not harvest. So like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of issues like that. So
Yeah, ice machines are definitely fun. I want to get into more of the gourmet ice stuff. Like I'm fascinated by like, the spheres and stuff. And
I was just talking about that today.
yeah, I'm trying to get a Hoshizaki sphere machine or a big cube machine. I drink bourbon. And
That's
I
a
like those
lot of
big ice
money.
cubes. Yeah, they're cool. Well, dude, they
Yeah.
sell scratch and dent ones. Like if like you catch them, they'll have a scratch and dent one. And they'll sell it because they can't sell it to a customer. And
Hmm.
some friends of mine, shout out Diamond Refrigeration. They bought one like an hour before I got to the factory to do a tour. They had one. They bought it. I was like, oh, come on, guys.
Hmm.
So now I'll just stick to my little silicone molds and fill them up like a peasant, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like I think Home Depot sells like an under the counter version of it and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
500 bucks or something. I was just talking about that today because like I'm an ice machine like fanatic. Like I just
Hmm.
want to take them all and save them all. But I seen that sphere one because there's the machine that makes several of them or the squares, the
The
cubes.
2x2s, yeah.
Yeah, one of those, but they're so much money that I couldn't justify it.
Well, you can get them like a residential ice maker, but it only makes like 2 or 3 a day. Is a
Yeah,
problem. So
yeah,
like if you want regular ice, that's out of the question. Like you're still making regular ice. I'm like, I'd rather fill molds than to get 1 or 2 cubes a day.
yeah, exactly.
But I just love those big chunks of ice. It's pretty cool to have. And just to, like show people like, oh, you want some ice? I'm like, here's a inch and 7/8 sphere of ice.
Hmm. I don't know if you've ever seen like how those harvests too, like how it like harvests those cubes and it
Hmm.
freezes it from like top and then it turns around and then freezes it from the bottom. It's super strange.
Yeah,
It's
those
kind of
ice
like
machines, they spray water up. I know like a lot of them freeze, the plates are hanging and it
yeah,
sprays water up. There's like a bunch of little jets that just sprays it up into the molds.
yep.
Like this is insane.
There was an under the counter funny story that we've been working on for a while. It's just a Manitowoc under the counter. Tech, it was doing something weird, so we wrote it up for a control board. I went there and it seemed fine. I put the control board in and then it wasn't harvesting. And I said, well, maybe the plates are starting to go bad. Water was still running. It was still running through a freeze cycle, but then it wasn't harvesting. When it would go into harvest, the ice would stick to it and the water was still spraying on it. Apparently, finally, it came back again today and it just had a bad water inlet valve. But those ones that shoot the water upwards are so hard to diagnose because it's shooting the water straight up at the evaporator plate and then it just recycles that water.
Hmm.
So it's kind of tough to diagnose one of those.
Yeah, I've been working on a lot of the Manitowoc undercounters. They're made by Pentair. They're actually like some Italian company that makes
Hmm.
them, and Pentair badges them, and then Manitowoc badges them. They're R290, and they actually got taps on them. I'm like, this is cool. But
Hmm.
I've been working on a rash of those, and there's a guy on my YouTube. That's not a commercial unit. I'm like, well, it's made by Manitowoc. He's like, well, technically, it's made by Pentair. It's made by. I'm like, well, it's in a kitchen. It's in a restaurant, so it's a commercial unit. It's not a commercial unit. I'm like, whatever, dude. Piss off.
Yeah, it's the same difference. You're not gonna. I mean, it's on a commercial property. What do you want me to
Yeah, that's a high end residential unit. I'm like, I don't care what it is. It's in this bakery and it's
do?
commercial to me. But
Right.
uh, so, what kind of challenges do you get when you're recording? Do you ever have customers like, hey, you can't do that? I mean, I've
You
had some
know,
customers like look at me kind of weird, but never really tell me I can't do it.
I've had questions like that before, and I've never firsthand like I've I've never actually recorded customers themselves or
Hmm.
like employees. I've always made it a point to not do that, and
Yeah,
I've always made it a point also to not like show the specific property that I'm working on.
it's hard,
Um,
dude. Everything's branded, man. Napkins, everything
it
is
is
branded,
tough.
dude.
Yeah, like people obviously know like when I'm working at like a restaurant that's a big name restaurant, they know where I'm at, but like,
Yeah,
sometimes what are you gonna do? But you're not gonna be able to pinpoint that specific one.
the location
Um,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, maybe someone would, but the chances of that are slim to none. And I've just been big on that just because like my personal privacy and like the customer's privacy, I still respect that. And I've had customers actually, employees see my GoPro like flashing and they're like, is that recording? I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry, like I don't put anybody's face in my video. That's just like my personal policy. And like they always are like, oh, thank you, like so.
Yeah, I was told, like my work told me, like I can do it. Like, don't show the customer's location, don't show the people. And they're saying is like, what would you like? What if this person was like? And they kind of worded it weird. They're like, what if this person's like in witness protection? Or they're like on the run from like an abusive spouse or something, and like they just had to see your YouTube video and they figure out where they're at. I'm like, that's kind of a twisted way to put it, but I guess I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a little exaggerated, but I get it.
So I know you're trying to appeal to the younger people, the younger technicians, trying to get more people in. That seems to be a big target audience right now, is that younger crowd, those 18 to 25-year-olds. If you ran to an 18, 25-year-old on a job site and they asked about, hey, what's it take to get in here? You just tell them, hey, just find you a good place, a good home, some place to learn, and find you some mentors and jump at it, or what?
Yeah, I think if you're gonna stick it out for the long haul, you need to find somebody a company specifically that's gonna pour into you, and that being not necessarily supplying you for all your tools, but pour into you as in understand that you're valuable as a technician because a lot of guys don't understand anymore that our trade is hurting for people. And there is a high demand for technicians,
Mm-hmm.
young, old, it doesn't matter, of any type. And a lot of guys don't understand that. And then they just take whatever they can get at that moment. But you kind of can't settle because you also have to understand your own personal value because there is value in yourself just wanting to be in the trade in
Mm-hmm.
itself. So I think it's important to find a company that's willing to pour into you as a person, as an individual, and grow with you.
Nice. What's a goal you have for yourself? It can be work, it can be personal, it can be content. For the next 5 years, what's something you want to see Joe Blanchard do?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, I would like to see myself uh, double in experience. And I mean, I would obviously like to see myself grow as an individual, as a father too, because I'm a
Mm-hmm.
big family man. Because even though your career and family are separate, they grow together.
100%.
So I want to see myself double in growth for family and with my career. And I don't ever really intend to own my own entity of doing HVAC just
Mm-hmm.
because of the overhead. But I do intend to own other entities
Yeah,
that go possibly hand in hand with that. I mean, that could be building custom refrigeration stuff, small refrigeration. I would like to get more into that in the next several years.
that's cool. I'm the same way. People are like, oh, why don't you start your own business? Like, man, I'm not trying to chase money, dude. Like, I've
Yeah,
got it pretty made where I'm at. I get to do a lot of cool stuff. I meet a lot of cool people. I get to teach for Safesa. I get to do some stuff. And like, I don't want to chase money, man. Like, I feel
yeah,
guilty. Like, I'll go to a mom and pop place and like, you go in there and you tell them, hey, this repair is going to be $6,000, $7,000, and they're like, you just see the look on their face, like, man, I'm fucking heartbroken telling them that, dude. And I don't want to
right,
be the
yeah.
person that takes their money. Um, I work for a company, and we have people that chase money, and I don't have to do it. And my check still cashes, so I can't complain.
Yeah, that's the overhead's a big one for me.
Yeah,
Like, I want to be able to go home and just like turn it off, like I
yeah,
want to be able to go home, spend time with my family when I want to, and like turn it off.
yeah. Do your own call when you're on call, and the other times, hey, my phone's on if you need something, but don't bother me for dumb shit.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So I'm
And I
always willing
think,
to help you guys out. So
yeah, and I think that there's like extra things that you can do, like I mean, like the small refrigeration
hmm
stuff. Like you can do that stuff on the side. You're like, hey, I want to do this. I mean, this for example, like I
buy and
picked this
flip
up.
equipment, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I picked this up for $200 a couple nights ago, and it's got I think a bag capacitor in it. So like that's $7, and then I'll turn around and sell it. So,
Yeah, that's what I do a lot of times. We'll change equipment out, and I bring it home, and I'll make content fixing it, and then I'll turn around and sell it. So I'm like double dipping. Like I get the content kickback, and then I get the selling department kickback. I've got a 2-door upright freezer home. I've got a 3-door upright freezer coming, and we're actually changing it under warranty. And the manufacturer's like, "Hey, if you change this out for me, I'll send you the parts to fix it, and you can make content with it and sell it." It's like you're going to send me parts to fix it and everything, sure, I'll put a new evaporator in that thing. I don't care. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's make some money.
I really need to get. I'm looking at getting a pole barn similar to the one that you have. I think you posted a picture of like a kit, kind of like that.
I've got a 40 by 30 by 18. It's a monster. It's full of shit right now.
I need something exactly like that because not just to like hoard stuff, but I want to make. I have a commercial ice machine that I need to put in my barn, and I want to utilize that for content on like I have a slew. It's kind of funny. I have a slew of bad parts that I've changed out, and they're all for that specific ice machine. So I can put the bad part into it and say, hey, this is what it looks like when this part goes bad. And then we can go back and fix it with the right part. And then I think that makes for some good content.
Yeah, and it's nice to not have to worry with a customer. You take your time, you get the angles, you get the lighting and stuff when you're not. I just gotta make the time to do it. I've got like 2 or 3 pieces to do it with. I just gotta make the time. It's just priorities, man.
Yeah.
Priorities. No, some days I don't want to do it. Some days like I see the camera and I see something, I'm like, I don't want to do this today. Like I just want to chill. And I mean, my kids are all older. I'm 44. I've got a 25-year-old daughter. My son's 23. My youngest is 20. You know, when they were younger, they always played sports. I always wanted to be there for their sports and stuff. And my daughter played travel softball, and that really ate at my time. And now I'm a little older. I work a little less time, and sometimes like I just want to like smoke a cigar and like watch YouTube or like sit on the porch.
Well, that's like the days. It's like Friday, and like you have like a big schedule, you know, lined up, and you look at your calls, and you're like, man, I'm just gonna hammer down today. Like I just gotta hammer down and get done so I can get home, because if you don't, you're going to be out till late, and you just hit the drafts and you find something old to post. And
yeah, I cleaned my phone up and got a bunch of stuff rid of it. I need to go back there. I got some old stuff I should repost that did terrible years ago when I had no audience. I'm like, I should repost that. It'd probably actually be pretty good now, but I posted so many TikTok videos. I'm like, oh, that's gonna take forever to go find it. I'm not doing that.
Right. Yeah, I know. It does make it hard. Like I think my biggest struggle is like I forget how long it's been since I post. I used to post on TikTok regular, like all the time. And like I was very strict on uploading there daily, and then they made the big switch. And then I pulled back from TikTok, and now I upload a lot more to Instagram and Facebook. And that was just simply because it just seemed like they weren't really pushing out anything anymore. And my content wasn't being like viewed by as many people or appreciated in that fact. So I didn't want to invest the time into the app as much. So
TikTok's definitely weird, man. It was a lot different. Now it's a lot different now, and it's wild seeing these big name accounts like get 0 follows and 0 interaction. These guys used to get like, you know, hundreds of thousands of views, and now they're not getting nothing. Like, whoa, what happened here? You know, like this is wild.
Well, like a lot of my viewers, like I have a lot of viewers from like England, and like I have like if you check the statistics on all your stuff, like you can see where people view from, and I have a very well-rounded viewing on my Instagram from like everywhere. So like the way I look at it is like if it was the same for TikTok when I was like posting videos and they were doing very well, a lot of that isn't being pushed out as hard anymore. And it's just strictly for the US and stuff like that. So I don't know. I've done really well on Facebook in the last month. I've been posting consistently on there for just over a month, and I've gained almost 7,000 followers in a month. So I'm extremely grateful for everyone that's tapped in on Facebook. So if we can keep up that momentum, I don't know where we'll be by the end of the year. So
that's funny. That's cool. Well, we've been going at this for like an hour and 10 minutes, dude. And it's like it's flown by. I want to have you come back. Well, maybe we'll get one of your buddies come on with you. Or maybe we can get Kenny to join you. We just do a little chop it up session. But it's great to talk to you on here, man. And next time I'm down in Florida, we'll have to link up, and hopefully we can see you at AHR in 28 in Orlando, because I know you Florida boys don't like going to Chicago because
I might make it happen.
My co-host is from Florida. He's like, I'm not going north of Atlanta for a show. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. He's like, that's as far as I'm going in February. It is what it is. But tell everybody where they can find you, and then I'll tag in the YouTube, I'll tag you in there. I'll tag you in the audio side of it so people can go find you because you're putting out grade A content. You're a blast to follow. You're always having fun. You've always got a smile. You're always showing off that flag tattoo. I couldn't believe how big your arms were. I was jealous, dude. I was jealous. Like, who's jacked, man? I'm about to get some gym tips from you.
I appreciate that, man. It's the dad strength, just the dad refrigeration tech strength.
That's funny. So where can everybody find you at, man?
Yeah, man. If you want to find me, J_Blanchard1, that'll take you to my Instagram. That will take you to Joe_Blanchard1 is my TikTok, and then Joe Blanchard1 is my Facebook. And then YouTube should be J_Blanchard1 as well. I don't post on YouTube as much as I should, but I will try to be more consistent for my YouTube reel guys. I know that people still love the YouTube reels, so try to post there more consistent. So
sweet, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, taking some time out of your life, taking some time away from the family, the kid. We appreciate it. We had a great audience in here, plenty of interaction. They're still hanging out in here. Everyone says good episode. One guy said you're a wuss. One guy said definitely he's the man. So I appreciate you coming on, dude. It's been a blast. We'll have to do it again.
So yeah, I appreciate everyone that tapped in too. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, Jason on the job. I'm thrilled with this one, man. You did a good job, and you brought some good company. So I appreciate it. And the episode will be out Friday. I'll tag you and everything, man. I'll see you later.
Appreciate it.
See ya. If you guys would, please consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the podcast. It really helps us grow and helps us know which direction to move in. Also, if you have any suggestions for guests, please email me at commercialkitchenchronicles@gmail.com. Or if you want to be a guest, email me. Love to have you guys on. Thanks a lot. See you next week.